Today we're going to talk about introduction to body treatment. So we are going to do a few things. First one will be exfoliation and step-by-step instruction and demonstrations. And then the next one will be waxing hair removal, and the things we have to pay attention to. And also, we will demonstrate how to do waxing with hair removal. So the first, we're going to do exfoliation on the face, and for the waxing hair removal, we're going to do it on the leg, on the calves. So the importance of exfoliation, well, exfoliation is the removal of the oldest dead skin. A regular life cycle for your skin is about 28 days. The excessive old skin will usually fall off by itself within about 28 days. So if we actually have some problem with your skin, for instance, you're not drinking enough water, it will cause your cuticles on the outer layer, your epidermis, will not be able to get off by itself. So when we're doing exfoliation, it'll be based on your skin condition. For instance, if you have a sensitive skin, we may do it once per month. But if you have a more regular type of skin, then we'll recommend doing it once per week. So why will we do exfoliation? So not all of the cuticle or the keratin on the outer layer are bad. When you have excessive or abnormal keratin accumulation and it clogs your pore, then it would actually cause your skin to be dull and you won't be able to absorb the skin product properly, and it may even cause pimples. That's why we need exfoliation and unclog the pores, especially the old cuticles or epidermis on the outside. It will cause your skin dull and uneven. Also, with your old cuticles, not only will it cause a difference for your stress level and your mental ability. So, for instance, if you've been stressful or you have chronic sleeplessness, then it may actually cause you have more epidermis to exfoliate. So, also, exfoliation is not for everyone. So we have to do it based on what our skin condition is like in order to do exfoliation. The average skin renewal cycle is 28 days. Oily skin, we've mentioned before, we can do exfoliation once every 2 weeks. But when you have dry skin, then you may have to do it once every 2 months. If you have extremely dry skin, or you have a very sensitive red or swollen skin, we will recommend you to not exfoliate at all. So therefore, it's not for everyone, so I would like everyone to pay attention to understand what you're like. And you also need to know what kind of skin type you have, oily, sensitive, or dry. It will be for different cycles. Also, you need to make sure you wash your face after exfoliation. No matter what product you use for exfoliation, what they do is to soften the epidermis and the keratin sites. You need to use a mild cleanser or a mild lotion to try to get off the product. So you need to use cleansing oil and face cleanser to get rid of all the oil and impurities of your skin. So also, depending on your body part, the keratins are different. So usually people have mixed skin. Usually the T-zones, for instance, your forehead, your nose, and your chin are more oily, and your cheeks are drier. So when you're doing exfoliation, you will be doing different things. So when you have a more oily skin on your T-zone, they will have more keratin sites. Or on your cheeks or on your neck, they will have thinner. So for all the thicker places, you can exfoliate or scrub it for a little bit longer. And for your thinner bits, you can do it a lot faster. You can scrub it for about 40 seconds for your T-zones, and for your cheeks, the thinner place, maybe 20 seconds, and do it very lightly. Sometimes when you have excessive exfoliation, it will damage your skin. So there are many different ways to exfoliate, from professional chemical peeling with acidic substances. They have scrubs or even granular cleansers. some of these facial cleansers have exfoliating ingredients. So when you're trying to choose the right kind of face wash, even the right kind of exfoliating product that is suitable for your skin type. So these are all different ways to exfoliate your skin. So the most important thing is try to choose the right exfoliation product for your skin. If your skin is having an inflammation reaction, then you need to stop exfoliating straight away. For instance, if you're sensitive, or even when you're dry, sensitive, or mixed skin, it can be from external reasons. You may have an inflammation of your skin based on having an allergy or other reasons. So when you have sunburn or when you have other swollenness, that means your skin is inflamed. So you need to stop exfoliating, because when your skin is having an inflammation, that means your skin is not complete and it has already been wounded or has been hurt. So make sure you want to moisturize and actually protect your outermost layer instead of trying to exfoliate. So your skin is able to regrow itself. So for a month or two, all you have to do is to use the most simple face cleanser and water. So you want to fix your skin to make it healthy again before we can start doing our monthly exfoliation again. So using moisturizers and stop trying to use whitening products, because sometimes whitening products may have alcohol or acidic ingredients and it will be very harsh on your skin. And you want your skin to go back to its original stage before you can exfoliate. So here's a step-by-step exfoliation instruction, and later we will show you an actual demonstration. So for instance, we will do about 40 seconds on the T-zone, and for our cheeks, we'll do about 20 seconds for the thinner areas. So first of all, we're going to do the daily makeup removal and facial cleansing routine. No matter whether you're doing, you have put makeup on or not, you will have some dirt on your face if you've been out. So you need to make sure you do your makeup removal and facial cleansing before you do any routine on your face. So first, you'll dry your face with a clean towel. If you have sensitive skin, you can follow the product instruction and apply the product when the skin is still slightly damp if needed, and do a very light exfoliation. So when you're starting to do exfoliation, apply the product to the T-zone first. Use your middle finger and your index finger to do a circular motion to put the exfoliation product on your face. So we would recommend for your T-zone, we will do it lightly for about 40 seconds. And for your cheek and drier areas, you want to do it for about 20 seconds. So you need to use these two fingers slowly and lightly, actually do it circular and put it out and stay it on for a very short amount of time. So based on your skin condition, the time that you stop will be a little bit different. So on the two sides of your nose and your chin, you need to be light. You need to pay attention to them. You need to do a slightly spiral and circular because they are indented. So they're not a flat surface. So you need to use a smaller area, for instance, with your middle finger, do a small circular massage, like what I have just demonstrated. And then you will put the exfoliator and leave it there for about 2 minutes. So after you've massaged it for about 2 minutes, massage it, leave it for about 2 minutes, and then use warm water. Warm water meaning under 30 degrees Celsius, very mild warm water. So about 30 to 40. So the lukewarm water will be about 20 to 30, and you can be able to flush out the dead skin. So right after you exfoliate, your skin is the cleanest and it can absorb the products the best. So right now you want to do the treatment. So you can put a face mask or different products for your skin. So for instance, if you have oily skin, you want to use sea mud. that will help balance your skin. Or if you have sensitive skin, then you can put a highly moisturizing face mask. So based on your skin condition, you want to use the best product for your face to use after exfoliation and to maximize the defense of your skin. So next, we are going to do a step-by-step demonstration. So first of all, make sure you wash your face before exfoliating. So no matter you have makeup on or not, you need to take all the dirt and other impurities off your skin from the outside. Second, then you need to gently massage your face and put the exfoliator on your face. It could be powdery, it could be have granules in there, and put the right amount on your face, put it on your T-zone, and then remember your T-zone have thicker amount of dead skin and your cheeks have thinner skin. So massage it for 40 and 20 seconds, let it stay for about 2 minutes, and then we can rinse it off, and then we can wash it off with a very mild facial cleanser. In the end, after exfoliation, your skin is the cleanest and is most absorbent. So immediately apply a product or treatment for your skin. First, you can use a toner to shrink the pores. Then you can put a lotion, or you can put an essence in between. So if you want to put a face mask on, then you can also put the face mask on, and then you can use a toner to shrink your pores. And then you want to moisturize. So also, you need to continue and pay attention to allow your skin to be in the most healthy condition. Next, we're going to talk about waxing hair removal. So you can see this is a waxing product that we use from Germany. It is the mildest and least abrasive. You can see there's a stick here. This is what we use for waxing, and there will be a piece of cloth that we can put on. So these are the 3 tools that we're going to use for waxing, and we also need to have a bucket of warm water and 2 pieces of sponge and some alcohol, and these are the essential products that we're going to need. So what are some things we need to pay attention to before waxing? So please avoid waxing during your menstrual period and the 2 days before it, because your skin is often more sensitive and the pain will be magnified. So please avoid that time. Also, expecting mothers it's not like for expectant mothers you'll be able to do hair removal only after 3 months of your pregnancy. You can still get hair removal, but you have to wait until at least 3 months in your pregnancy so it's more stable. Also, for the hair to be removed, it must be at least 0.5 centimeters in length, because for our hair, there will be a growth period, stop period, and dying period. So when we're trying to do hair removal, we're trying to use a 0.5 centimeters to try to remove it. And then it'll go back to when it is dying. So we need to do it while it is growing. So the week before your hair removal, please avoid any stimulating body treatments, for instance, exfoliation, cosmetic treatment, or any aesthetic, because these will make your skin even more sensitive after the hair removal, and it may even cause inflammation. Next, we're also going to talk about waxing as a hair removal. So when we're doing a hair removal, or your body hair removal, or your private area hair removal, make sure you use a lower temperature water, under 30 degrees preferable, to rinse it. Try to avoid putting any more stimulation to the skin that is getting the hair removal. Also, second of all, if you have minor wounds, like small, invisible small wounds on your skin, for instance, if you didn't do exfoliation, but you have some wounds on your skin before your skin removal, or you're planning to go either swimming or go in the hot spring, please do your hair removals at least 7 days before you're supposed to go out. If you have more sensitive skin, then please don't do these activities until at least 7 days after the hair removal in order to avoid infection, because your skin will have very small invisible wounds. And then after hair removal, you can put aloe vera gel, and you can get a bottle and leave it in your refrigerator so you can soothe and calm your skin, or you can use other products to help soothe the products. If you don't have it at home, then try to use some colder water, but not overly cold or even frozen water. Very cool water, a little bit almost icy, but not overly cold, because you don't want to have frostbite on your skin. Use a towel. Put your towel in the cold water or ice cold water. Leave it for a little bit. After your hair removal, you can use that as a temperature check, and then you can put it on the area where you have hair removal. It will also calm it. The 7 days after your hair removal, please try to use low irritating exfoliant products for the hair removal area after 7 to 10 days to the waxing to help the hair grow back smoother. So if you have some invisible small wounds, please don't exfoliate, because it may cause infection on these invisible wounds, and you may have to go to a dermatologist, and that would be really bad. So if we do all this, it will help your hair grow out much better too. No matter what area you're getting the hair removal, hygiene is essential for waxing. For instance, your hand sanitizing, including if your customer or your client is trying to get their private area waxed, then you need to ask them to clean it or have a quick shower first. And we would also recommend the beautician to put gloves on. So if you have wounds on your hand as a beautician, and if you have wound on your hand, then please, if there's other beauticians in the shop, then allow someone else to do it. Or if you can't, please at least put on gloves before you perform the procedure. So the waxing demonstration, before we actually do the waxing, first we need to consult. So we need to ask the customers, we need to look at their skin and see if there's any wounds, or we can ask them if after they get their hair removal, are they planning to do an exfoliation 7 days before or after? If they have any plans for that, understand that first. And then, if we have actually taken all that out, then first we need to know, well, sometimes we'll have a little bit of sweat glands that are a little bit bigger because they came out through the pores. So it may be a little greasy, so it may be a little bit stronger in smell. So some people will put deodorant on in order to avoid that smell. So before you do the procedure, make sure you ask the customer if they're wearing any deodorant. If they do use any antiperspirants or any deodorants, make sure you use a mild cleanser before waxing and then dry it. And then you can continue to start your waxing process. Second, you need to also observe and understand their hair direction, even just on one leg. When we're doing hair removal, we'll always do it against the hair. So we need to know where their hair direction, the hair growth direction is. So when we put the sticker on, we'll put it on with the hair flow, and then you'll pull it off against the hair flow. You need to know their hair flow and how their hair is growing. So if you're trying to pull it off with the hair instead of against the hair, then your customer may not be satisfied with their results. So next, we're going to do the demonstration of the leg area. First, we will clean the area that is to be waxed with a sponge. Then we will disinfect the area with alcohol. Then we will take an appropriate amount of waxing cream or the hot wax and put it on the scraper. The scraper should be at a 90-degree angle against the skin. And you put it on with a little bit of strength. And then you apply it on a thin layer on the area. And then you put on the hair removal cloth on it. So after you put the cloth on, make sure you actually pay attention to their hair growth direction. Put it on with the hair flow, and then put it on gently. So it was completely adheres to the skin. Then put one hand on the cloth, use the other hand to put it at the direction that's against the hair flow. And then after it's pushed down a little bit tighter, and then do it fast. Pull it off fast, because the slower you do it, the more painful it will be for the customer. So we're telling you what it's going to be like in demonstration through talking right now. So after we're done pouring out, we need to use the other hand to calm the customer, because your skin may be very sensitive and it may have abrasion after the waxing. So you need to use the other hand to soothe the hair, and then take something that's a little bit cooler to use a cleansing and calming. And then you can clear off the leftover wax. That will be our demonstration. So that will be a lesson for our exfoliating and our waxing, and we will demonstrate it, and we'll do one area each. If you have any questions during the class, please feel free to send us a message and ask me a question. Now we're going to actually demonstrate exfoliation. When we're exfoliating, what do we need to prepare? Alcohol, 75% alcohol, a dry cotton pads, because no matter what we're going to do, we need to actually sanitize the customer's hands first. Then we'll take a dry small bowl. We will put whatever disinfectant for our cotton pads. So once we're done disinfecting our hands, as soon as we come in from the outside, there will be dirt on us. So we need to actually do a makeup removal. So we will take a makeup remover, a cleanser, we'll take and a sponge to clean off for them. So we need to choose the correct exfoliating product for our customer that's suitable for their skin type. So our model today, they have a mixed skin. So today I'm going to use an exfoliator for mixed skin. The one next to this is actually for oily skin. This one has a little bit of sea mud for exfoliation. Also, we also mentioned after we do the exfoliation, we have the best absorption for the skin. So we'll use the toner here and the lotion here. And on our stage or on our little cart, we need to always have a towel. We need to keep our hands dry all the time. We don't want to drip any water on the customer's hands or body. It will actually leave a bad impression. Also, we need to have some tissue paper. And we'll have a little cart too. So these are the essential products for exfoliation. And these are also the tools we will need. So now we'll actually do the exfoliation. We're going to work on the facial area. So now we're going to try to refresh our memory. We've talked about the T-zone. The T-zone has a little bit more of the dead skin. So in this area, we'll use our hand and do a light circular area on both the side of the nose and on the tip of the nose, and do it all the way and spread it out. And then it'll be about 40 seconds in time. On the cheeks, these are where your skin is thinner. So if you actually pay attention to the class earlier, you'll know the thinner area, we will do the same. We'll do it light and thinner. And then scrub it for about 20 seconds. So in the end, we will do We'll leave it on for about 2 minutes, and then we'll take everything off. Okay, so our customer is all ready. First, you want to wrap their head in towel nicely and keep it clean. So we talked about they have mixed skin. So between their T-zone and their cheeks are different. After we have wrapped their hair up, we've touched their hair, and then we have to sanitize our hands again. We'll take 2 of these, and then we'll take alcohol. And then we'll squeeze it dry a little bit. And in our last lesson, we talked about how do we sanitize. Okay, first we'll sanitize the left hand first. Put it on the palm of your hand, the back of your hand, and then in between your fingers. This is the part that gets dirty the easiest. The tip of your finger and your wrist. This is the proper process of sanitizing. Then we'll take these dirty cotton pads and throw it away. And then next we'll take this and we'll squeeze it dry too. And then do the palm of your hands. Do the back of your hands. Make sure you clean every single one of your fingers. In between your fingers, tip of your fingers, your wrist. Okay, so that will be sanitizing both our hands. Then you'll feel your hands as if it's wet. If it's still a little wet, make sure you have a towel next to you. And we'll use this clean towel and then dry your hands. Okay, do you remember? The first thing we're going to do, once we're sanitize our hand, we're going to do the makeup removal of the entire face. We'll take enough cleansing oil, maybe about as big as a 50 NT coin, and you need to look at the area of your customer's face. And then do the cheeks. Then we'll come to the nose. And then the sides of the nose. The tip of the nose. The bridge of the nose. Make sure you don't need a large area. Use your ring finger. Because if you're still using 2 to 3 fingers, you'll accidentally touch the customer's eyes. Then do your eyes. Forehead. And when you're doing this, pay attention to the forehead. When you're doing the forehead, don't start on the eyelid. Start from above the brow bone, the temple. Use your middle finger and ring finger, like I said before. And then we'll go to the middle of the forehead. And then you slide. And then do it again. And then the chin. And then the corner of the mouth. Make sure you don't accidentally touch your lips. And then both cheeks. And then the side of the nose. The tip of the nose. The bridge of the nose, the eyes. Use a parallel way to do your eyes. Forehead, starting from the brow bone, the temple, You slide. And that will be the makeup removal for the whole face. Then you wipe your hands first. So I touched the garbage can earlier, so I will sanitize my hand again. So do the same thing as we did earlier. Next, palm of your hand, back of your hand, between your fingers. And between your fingers, your wrist, tip of your finger, and you do your other hand. Do the palm of your hand, back of your hand, in between your fingers, the tip of your finger, your wrist. Okay. Next, we're going to do the cleaning. Take 2 pieces of cotton pads. Use regular water, not cold, not warm, not iced. Then squeeze it dry. Then wipe your hand dry on the towel that you have prepared. And the same thing. We'll start from the eyes. We'll take the makeup off the eyes first. And then the forehead. And now we're going to switch sides. We're going to switch to the clean side of the sponge, and we'll take it off the nose. This is a smaller area. We'll use the bridge, the side of the nose. Then the chin. The ear. Okay, so we will do the cleaning twice. After we're done with the twice of cleaning, then we'll do the exfoliating. So when we're exfoliating, we want to take the proper amount and start from the T-zone. Then we start on the cheeks. So what we have earlier, we'll do it slowly. And then we'll do it outside, outwards. The bridge of the nose. The tip of the nose. Up for about 40 seconds. Very lightly. So that's been 40 seconds. And then the cheeks. Because the skin is a little bit thinner here, we want to do it even lighter than what we have done with the T-zone. So for about 20 seconds. 40 seconds for the T-zone. For the thinner area on the cheeks, you only need about 20 seconds. And leave it on for about 2 minutes. Then we'll clean it up for him. So the product we have chosen for him has a little bit of granules. So when we're trying to work on the exfoliation, you can see all the dead skin coming up. All these are different dead skin. You can see where's the most dead skin? It's on the nose. Right here. So this is where the T-zone is. It has the most skin. So the cheeks and the chin are not too bad. Okay, so it's been 2 minutes. Next, we're going to do the same way as when we remove their makeup. The same process. First, we will squeeze dry the sponge. Dry your hand on the towel. And the same, when we're cleaning, the first thing we do will be on the eyes. We'll have some cuticle here. We want to be extra careful here. So we'll also twist right here. We'll work on the side of the nose and the tip of the nose. Then we'll do the left side. The tip of the nose. Next, you want to do the cheeks. Their chin. Their jaw. And you want to look at this. Get rid of all the flakes. So now we're done with exfoliation. Our skin is actually softest and the most absorbent. Then we can do some more treatment. If you're at home, you can use a face mask as you like. What we're going to do here, we're actually going to put a toner and a lotion on for him. So with the toner, what we did is we would drop it, or drip it actually, on the cotton pad. And then how do we wipe it? You do it from the inside toward the outside, from the bottom toward the top. Do not touch the eyes. Do the right side first, for the inside toward the outside, from the bottom toward the top. You have to work with how the skin is. Then use the other side. Do it from the inside toward the outside. Do it from the bottom toward the top. Okay. Now we're going to pat the skin lightly so it can absorb. Okay, now we are done with all the toner. Next, we're going to put the lotion on. We're going to apply the lotion directly on our hands. So put the proper amount of lotion for maybe about a 1 NT coin sized. So when you're applying the lotion, it's going to be the same way, from the bottom to the top, from the inside toward the outside. So the same, pat it lightly. If you're going to put it towards your eye, you have to go and with a special eye cream. Otherwise, you want to avoid doing it on your eyes. Pat it until it is absorbed. So a good toner will not make you feel like your face is tight. It should be light and refreshing. So if you're going out today, you should put a barrier on your face as well. And that will be our entire process of exfoliation. So you can see our customer's face after exfoliation. Can you tell it's brighter? Because if you have not done the exfoliation properly, you'll have uneven skin tone and your skin will look dull. So you have to do it based on your skin condition and choose the right time to perform the exfoliation. So for the very dry face, you want to do it once every 2 months, and then you can decide how often you're supposed to do these. So if you were to put a mask on after your exfoliation, you want to find a face mask that's actually good for your skin type, and then it will have the best results. If you're leaving, then put on toner and then lotion, and then put on your makeup base as a barrier. So that will be a demonstration for our exfoliation. Hello everyone. Today we're going to demonstrate how we're going to do hair removal through waxing. So before we start, I would like to talk to everyone about what you need to prepare first. So first things first, before you touch the customer's body, you need to have alcohol, the 75% alcohol. And then you need a cotton pad that needs to be sanitized. We need something to put the used cotton pads in. We need some hot water for 30 to 40 degrees. So you need to put the scraper in the hot water because it will work with the hot wax easier. So we talked about it earlier. Before we start doing waxing hair removal, when you need to use a sponge for cleaning. So this is a body sponge. So you cannot mix a sponge for body and for the face. So this is our wax that we got, and it is imported from Germany. Okay, keep in mind that when you use it, it may become a little bit harder if you've been using for a little bit longer. So before you use it, you can put it in hot water so it can be melted a little bit. And this is the hair removal cloth. It's made of cotton. And the scraper. Then we need to soothe. After we're done with the hair removal, this is a soothing cream. So anything with aloe vera will be good. Also, we need to make sure we have a clean towel on the side of our cart. So every time we touch water, we need to wipe our hands clean. So these are the tools we need to have that is ready before we start our waxing procedure. So next, we will going to demonstrate the waxing on both the calf and the thigh. So because our model is a male model, there's a lot of hair and we need to be extra careful on the waxing procedure. So also when we're peeling off the cloth, it has to be fast, not slow. So before we start waxing, we need to ask the customer to see if they are wearing deodorant, if it's underarm, or you can ask them if they have done any exfoliation in the past 7 days. And then are they going to go swimming or go to the hot springs after 7 days? You want to take a look at their hair growth pattern and then help them organize it a little bit. So for instance, you can see the hair here. It's straight here, it's diagonal here. So later, we're going to do this part first, and then this part first. So we need to put the cloth on this way and this way. And for the thigh, you want to move their leg over a little bit. You see their hair is a little bit more messy. So because the hair is like this, so we will put the hair removal thing right here. So before our hair removal procedure, we would like to do a cleaning for our customer. But before we start cleaning, we want to sanitize our hands first. Also, dry it. Then we'll review it. Palm of your hand, back of your hands, the tip of your finger, the base of your fingers, your wrist, and the next, same thing. Palm of your hand, back of your hand, in between your fingers, the tip of your fingers, and your wrist. And that will finish our hand sanitization. So now you need to have a garbage can on the bottom. And then we'll do a simple sanitization. We'll do it really fast. So between your fingers, your wrist, palm of your hand, back of your hand, between your fingers, and your wrist. So we'll do the legs first. First, we'll do the cleaning. You need to use a sponge that's made specifically for the body. First, we're going to clean the area that we're going to wax later on as well. So when you're cleaning, you'll make the hair wetter too, which will actually help you understand how the hair is growing. You can see this is sideways, this is straight, and this is also sideways. So next, we're going to sanitize with alcohol. So now we're going to sanitize it again with the alcohol for this area. You can see there's a wound here. We want to avoid that area. The smoother you allow the skin to become, or the hair to become, then the cleaner your hair removal will become. So when we're putting on the wax, make sure that the leg is not wet. Okay, so now we're going to perform the hair removal. So take out your hair removal cream and your wax. Open it, and you can see it's a wax inside. So how do we do this? So we'll take enough of the wax with the scraper. So first we're going to look at the hair removal cloth. When we're going to put it on, put the wax on, you need to make sure it doesn't go over the width of the hair removal cloth. So we're going to start now. And that's the width you want. And you want to lock it straight away because it dries out. Okay, so as you can see, the width is about like this. You don't want too much on it. Now you want the scraper to be 90 degrees against our skin. Make sure it's dry and then see the width of it, 90 degrees. Use a little bit of strength. So this is the width you want. So put the rest of the wax in the hot water. Put the cloth on. Make it smooth. Smooth it out. So to make sure the hair is gripping onto the cloth. So earlier, when we put it on, it is actually toward the skin. Put your hand here. When we're pulling up, it'll be against the hair growth. So we're going to pull up. You'll put your hand here, and we're going to pull it right up. So you can see, this is a hair we have removed, and it is very clean. So then you have to put your hand here and try to soothe it for him. So basically how many cloth you need, you can do the bigger areas first, and then you can do it in a smaller area later on. So put your hand on there first. So you need to check and make sure to see if there's any leftover wax on here. So if there's still some leftover wax, then you want to grab a cotton pad and clean it up. So now we're going to focus on soothing it. As long as it is not red, it's fine. You can ask the customer, are you okay? Does it hurt? Okay. You can see it's not red and it's not swollen. So this is a successful hair removal area right here. So we took this area today. So if you're trying to decide how many pieces of cloth you're going to need, then you can get a basic idea. And for instance, for this customer's leg, you'll need about 10 pieces of cloth, about this length. And then put it on in this direction. And then we'll demonstrate on this side. So you see there were a little bit of leftover gel wax here. After the hot water, the wax has disappeared. It has melted. So how can you tell if there is any leftover glue on, leftover wax on there? You can use a tissue paper. You can put it on, and you can see it is very clean right now. Next, we're going to do the second area on the leg. Okay, so with the same idea about this area, put the proper amount of wax. And then you can scrape it off, pulling it backwards. So this is about the width you want. And the width, after you put it on, you want to see how long or wide your wax has to be. So now we're going to do it the second time. So you're going to apply the wax basically the same direction as the hair growth. And the excess wax here, do it again. Make sure, remember, your wax shouldn't be too thick, because if it's too thick, the hair doesn't get wet enough, and you won't be able to remove the hair very easily. So put it on the same direction as the hair growth. Put it on lightly but firmly, and make sure you get all the corners. Now we're going to try to pull it off. So same thing, you're going to put your hand here where the hair is, and then try to pull it against the direction of the hair growth. So you can see. Now put your hand here, press it down. So give them a little bit of a soothing and calming. It'll be a little bit cool. Give them a heads up. Okay, you want to observe now if it's red or swollen. It's not. But sometimes it doesn't show up straight away. Because some of the wax you get out there, the wax is very hot. So when you're pulling it off, it's not, even though it's not red and swollen when you're pulling it off, it doesn't mean it will not be swollen later on because the heat is radiating from the inside. So with the wax you use, you want to use a more gentle one if possible. So see if there's any leftover wax on here. Okay, next we're going to show you how to do it on the thigh. So for the thigh, so we'll look at our scraper and see and make sure it's clean. Okay, you can see it's very clean. And then we'll do the area we're going to do later on. When you're squeezing it out, you need to make sure you're using an even amount of strength. Okay, so let's take a look. This is the width you want. So the more even it is, the better it is. Because we said earlier, when we're applying the wax, you don't want to be too thick, because if it's too thick, it would actually affect the effectiveness of how well you can pull the hair off. So when it's curved like this, you need to be more careful. So use a little bit of strength over here. And make sure it's nice and smooth. Get every single one of the corners. When you're doing it, put your hand where your hair is against, and then pull. You can see right here. And you can see over this area. It's very clean. So now you need to make sure you're soothing it. Push it down. Spray the calming spray. Soothe it. Okay, we mentioned earlier, check to see if there's any excess wax on the side. So we're going to use a sponge to try to take it off. So basically, this wax that we're using is actually very water soluble. So this will be how we take off the excess wax. So this will be how to do hair removal through waxing. So if you try to do this at home with the wax, you can try to do this anytime you want at home. But remember, when you're doing hair removal, you need to make sure the hair is at least 0.5 centimeters in length to pull the hair out. Because if you wait too late to do it, then it would actually be too late and it wouldn't be very effective. So after you do the hair removal, In the beginning, the hair will grow much slower in the beginning. But if you have been doing it on a regular basis, it would actually grow even slower toward the end. If you have the hair pulled out, then you can actually see it grow out in a few days. So you should try to do waxing. It would actually be more effective. And that will be our lesson today. Thank you.